This is the most overlooked skill to practice in order to improve at FPV. It's ironic because this skill is not practiced with your goggles on. Many people enter FPV and fly strictly from inside their goggles. I mean, it makes sense. It is called first person view for a reason. But if you think about it, what the camera sees is really only one small perspective into how you are controlling your drone. I mean, not to get too deep or anything, but taking an outside perspective of what you are doing is key in all things in life. We get stuck in the woods too often, when really we should be looking at the whole forest. Come on, we're drone pilots. Taking a bird's eye view is in our very nature. Professional athletes watch film of themselves all the time, whether it is the movement of the team on the field or a third-person view of someone's throwing or kicking mechanics. They are trained to improve by taking different perspectives of what it is they are doing. In my opinion, the same holds true for FPV. Some people enter the hobby from flying remote-controlled airplanes or helicopters line of sight. This was especially the case at the start of the FPV hobby, since FPV was born from line of sight RC flying. So at that point, anyone who flew FPV was really just putting a camera and video transmitter on something they already used to fly line of sight. You know, kind of like changing positions in bed. It was a new, cool, refreshing perspective where you felt like you were really inside your flying machine. I mean, jokes aside, who wouldn't want to zip through the air in their own little spaceship? FPV quickly became its own niche, separate from any form of line of sight flying. It seems like now the idea of ever flying a drone line of sight doesn't cross the mind of any FPV pilots. How many of you could nose and hover your 5-inch quad and fly a simple pattern? For whatever reason, I tried this a couple weeks ago and I realized that after so many hours under the goggles, I lost that muscle memory. I really had to think about the control inputs I was making, and honestly, I really struggled. Long story short, I practiced for a while and then put my goggles back on. Over the next couple of weeks in my sessions, I did the same thing, and I actually felt more in tune with my quad. When going through a tight gap or making a very technical maneuver, my spatial awareness about what the drone was really doing and where it was in the air just felt more locked in. You can call it placebo, but I watched the footage. I was genuinely flying better. Then something huge happened. I lost video while filming for a local government in the town my family is from. Seriously, my goggles just turned off and the screen went black. My quad was at least 250 feet in the air and it was going down fast. I took my goggles off my face and using what I remembered seeing in the FPV screen and line of sight muscle memory, I was able to just barely thrust it in a more favorable direction, both for a safer crash and possibilities of recovery. I don't think I would have that quad right now if it wasn't for the line of sight and spatial orientation skills I developed as a result of the line of sight practice. I'm not saying go fly a bando line of sight. That's obviously not possible, but I really do believe that practicing basic proximity line of sight and simple patterns could improve your FPV skills. Not only that, but these skills may become critical in an emergency situation. You never really know. Tell me what you think about flying freestyle drones line of sight. Do you think it is a valuable skill to practice? Could it really improve your FPV skills? Did you ever practice it? Let me know what you think in the comments and don't forget to like and subscribe. Until next time.